What's cracking, y'all? It's your boy Junior Mafia coming back to you with another video. So we're gonna check out some wrestling news about Wrestlelamia, and in this one it says prayers to Jim Ross, CM Punk removed, WWE response to fan backlash, Triple H news, and more to come. So I definitely want to see what he talking about here and see what's been going on lately. I heard there's a whole lot of stuff that's been happening between the Velveteen Dream situation on Twitter. Rhea Ripley backlash for fans and whatnot, and there's a whole lot of stuff, but let's not waste any time and dive right into this video.
What is going on, guys? It is Wrestlelamia here, back with some more news. Join us now as we look at the wildest news stories and rumors you need to know, including sad news as we're sending out prayers out to Jim Ross as he now has colon cancer. A WWE turning Cody Rhodes heel. Nikki Bella is ordered to pay. CM Punk removed. The WWE main roster salaries have been revealed. WWE are refusing to bring back an ex-champion. Triple H isn't going anywhere. WWE respond to fan backlash and much more.
Wow, we got some interesting news about to happen, so
Now our first story looks at some upsetting news as JR has colon cancer.
Yeah,
now unfortunately our top story today shares some upsetting news when it comes to the iconic wrestling commentator Jim Ross. Unfortunately, JR took to X yesterday to inform fans that he's been diagnosed with colon cancer. Diagnosed this week with colon cancer. Surgery being scheduled in the next week or two. I appreciate your concern and support. Wrestlers past and present were quick to share their best wishes to JR, and AEW leading the charge by posting, "All Elite Wrestling joins fans around the world in sending love and support to Jim Ross as he battles colon cancer. JR is a valued member of the AEW family, and we stand beside him during his journey toward recovery." We really couldn't have said it better, and we extend our best wishes to Jim Ross and pray that his upcoming surgery is a success. He's beaten cancer before, he'll do it again. Next up, our WWE...
And let me touch on that real quick, just so everybody will know. Colon cancer ain't no joke, okay? I've seen a lot of people die behind that, and, you know, it's just a sad situation to see somebody else that we really care about in Jim Ross. And I know in the past he was, you know, battling skin cancer as well. So he was able to beat that, overcome it, and we still have him to this day. So now, you know, going through this journey of colon cancer, you know, we send our best wishes to you, JR. You know, if you happen to come across this video, we appreciate you, we love you, and you hold a special place in our heart. So we hope for a speedy recovery, and you're going to beat this. Ain't no if, you're going to. So there's that. But I do encourage anybody who's at that age of their early 40s to please go get checked out, and go for a colonoscopy. I guarantee you, it'd be the safe state for you in the long run. Because people who wait that long to go get a colonoscopy, you may have piles of everything building up that can lead to colon cancer too. So just be very close, pay close attention to it, and definitely get checked out periodically, because stuff like this can happen. You will never know, and by the time you find out, you're literally on the tail end of it to where you could potentially die. You know, and nobody wants to see that at all, but it's reality. So just keep that, you know, in your thoughts and whatnot. And JR, you're going to beat this, brother.
Turning Cody Rhodes heel. Fans were stunned when The Rock revealed earlier this year that he wanted Cody Rhodes to turn heel. Turning Rhodes heel would have made a lack of sense, and it could have been an extremely risky business move for WWE to make. The Rock is still determined to make this happen, and he even stated that the WWE will revisit the planned storyline down the road. With that being said, The Rock will ultimately face some sort of resentment from those in WWE if he tries to push the angle through. According to Fightful Select, people around Rhodes were against the pitch initially. Rhodes was a face of the WWE before WrestleMania 41, and to give all that up for the sake of shock value would be a baffling call. Additionally, it's also said that WWE have plans for Rhodes as a babyface for the rest of 2024. So there appear to be no plans at this stage to turn the former WWE champion heel. It's expected that Rhodes will be back on WWE television soon, and he's even rumored to be in a featured match at the Money in the Bank event next month. Next up, WWE
Okay.
respond to fan
And here's the thing. Cody Rhodes turning heel, it does not need to happen right away. I know people are gonna say, after the whole downfall of him losing to Cena and all this other stuff, there's always gonna be no criticisms that are gonna come his direction that may cause some friction. Yes, it is. However, it ain't gonna be into a situation where like it's gonna happen by this year. Like you can still have him on a big face run, but what I do want to see from Cody is not all smiles, all business. Because you lost to Cena and the way it happened too, I'm expecting Cody to come back on WWE shows ready to crash out and make a statement about I'm getting my WWE title back by hook or by crook. And for the whole Cody turn thing, you can prolong that to next year. All roads leads to Cena potentially turning back babyface anyway, and then he's gonna have, you know, his run up until December, and at least next year you can worry about the whole Cody angle and doing that heel turn and all that too. So it's all just progression. Take your time. Don't put all your eggs in one basket. Cody's not going anywhere. So I think for everybody who's looking for that heel turn and expecting it to happen this year, it's not gonna happen. Be patient. Let things flow. Because it happened this year and all that. When it came down to the build up to WrestleMania and all that, and fans in the IWC community got impatient and all until you saw what happened for both nights and they delivered. Even I wasn't a fan of the main event situation, I did talk about that. Again, let things marinate. It will pay off in the long run. So the Cody heel turn, that can wait. He could come back as a babyface, but be locked in the sense of I lost to Cena. I need to get my title back, and I wanted to go through every hurdles and leaps to do so. So, there's that.
Backlash. Karrion Kross has emerged as a fan favorite in the recent months, and his merch has been
Yes,
selling out
I
on
did hear about
WWE
that.
Shop. A lot of fans are taking issue with the fact that WWE haven't been stocking Kross's merchandise at events. In fact, according to Kross, he's met fans before Raw, and they've questioned why he can't purchase his merchandise at the shows. It's a fair question, and Kross decided to approach WWE to see what they could do. Thankfully for Kross and his fans, as of Raw on Monday, WWE will now be officially selling Kross's merchandise in
That's
the
what's
arena.
up.
He announced this great news via video on X.
Bringing it to your attention moving forward, from my understanding, starting this Monday night at Raw, my shirts will be available in the arena. So, it feels awesome. I want to say thank you to everybody. You guys actually made that happen completely. I don't think I would have had a case. They're doing all right online. So, they see you and they hear you. And I just think it's important to check in with people sometimes and tell them that.
Kross is firmly connecting with
That's
the
what's
audience
up.
and engaging with his fans in this way is going to go a long way in maintaining his popularity for many years to come. Whilst it's great that WWE are finally stocking his merchandise, it's still disappointing to many that Kross is barely featured on Raw. Since cutting that incredible promo during WrestleMania weekend, Kross has been mainly featured on main events, and this has led to fans as well as former WWE names such as Baron Corbin stating that WWE resent the fact that Kross got over on his own. Next up, CM
Yes,
Punk has
and about that, I want to touch on the whole Karrion Kross thing. That promo he cut during WrestleMania weekend, chef kiss. He fucking nailed it, and every word that came out of his mouth was truthful, and it was from the heart. And somebody like that, you gotta pay close attention to, because here's the thing: I love Karrion Kross. I loved when he was in NXT. We had the title and all that, and had a run with it. That's the Karrion Kross I was expecting to dominate when he got to the main roster. But when Vince McMahon was part of creative and whatnot, and you had this man on Raw losing to Jeff Hardy at that time, which pissed me off because this is somebody who has all that momentum, that aura, everything in NXT. And people already know if he gets to the main roster, shit is not going to end well. Especially how every other NXT superstar at that time frame that Triple H was in control of looked as strong, looked as dominant and all that you expect them to make an impact on the main roster. And when they get to the main roster, they stock plummets. And this is when Vince demanded him because he doesn't think about long term. He always have that old school mentality which doesn't flow with this day and age of wrestling. Times change, you have to change with it. And I think he dropped the ball with Karrion Kross from that point on, between the stupid ass mask he had on him and all that looked like a sex slave. Don't come at me, YouTube. But like that was pretty much the beginning of the end. And he was taken for as a joke because it would take loss after loss after loss. And if he did win, it was somebody who looks like a jobber, so to speak. So he never had that real opportunity to showcase his abilities and win titles and whatnot. Ever since he won that NXT championship and lost it, we never saw Karrion Kross win another title on the main roster. As far as I know, from my opinion, let me know in the comments down below. But we never saw Karrion Kross win another title since he got on the main roster, which is fucking crazy if you ask me. So I like the fact that everybody paying close attention and know that he deserves a rightful push, and buying his merchandise, no matter if it's shirts, if it's accessories, doesn't matter. The most you're doing that is going to draw attention to the creative people like Triple H and the rest of them backstage to say, get this man a shot. He can cut a fucking promo so good, and he could go in the ring. You give him no opportunities right there, watch how he ascends. And it starts with the Money in the Bank ladder match. He needs to be in it. He needs to win it. Now, whether he decides to go for the World Heavyweight Championship or the WWE Championship, I don't care. But just know this. Karrion Kross is ready. And if you strap a rocket on him and you put a title on him, watch how he takes off. You can book it. So Triple H and them, give this man a chance. And I guarantee you, he is going to make noise. And he has the crowd behind him. Keep that in mind.
Been removed. Fans were under the impression that CM Punk would be working Night of Champions next month in Saudi. The belief stemmed from Punk being directly advertised for the event in the official video package for the show, and with Punk saying that he doesn't hate Saudi because he's never been in a recent Instagram live, all signs pointed to Punk actually working the show. However, this doesn't appear to be the case. Yesterday, WWE released a new promo video for the upcoming PLE, and Punk has since been removed entirely.
Whoa,
Punk has been replaced in the video by Seth Rollins, and this likely means that Punk won't be working the show in any capacity.
What the
Some
fuck?
fans are theorizing that WWE could write Punk off TV at some point, and this would justify in kayfabe why he isn't working the show. Punk is already confirmed to wrestle at Saturday night's main event next weekend, and he's heavily advertised for Money in the Bank. It's possible that he's written off temporarily at Money in the Bank. This would allow Punk to return in time for SummerSlam, hopefully for a big match against John Cena. Next up, a WWE main roster salary.
Now that's weird because the whole time they advertised Punk for Night of Champions, which everybody assumed that he will potentially face John Cena there because he and I forgot to bring this up when I did my recap video for Backlash. Towards the tail end of it, he puts an IG post talking about John Cena being the national champion, and he writes the caption, "For now." So we knew down that pipeline we were going to get a Cena and CM Punk match. And some people was anticipating it would have been Night of Champions, seeing that Punk was on there and being advertised for it. It was like, okay, this can probably happen at Night of Champions. But now with him removed and now you have Seth Rollins in the picture, makes me believe, are we going to get a Seth versus Jey Uso now? Who knows? And the thing is, who is John Cena's next opponent now? Because I do envision the circumstance Cena is going to be in Saudi Arabia, for Night of Champions because every title is on the line. Like, it's just the whole point of who's challenging him for it. So that remains a question mark, and hopefully we do get some answers, especially tonight on SmackDown as we're filming this video, and even next week we'll find out what's gonna go down. But it's still crazy to me that you advertise Punk, then you take him off. It's ridiculous. But all this considered, we may probably get Punk and Cena at SummerSlam, and I'm okay. I'm good with that. I'm good with it.
Salaries have been revealed. It was previously taboo for wrestlers to talk openly in interviews regarding their salaries. However, in the new era of WWE, that has firmly changed. Current Intercontinental Champion Dominic Mysterio discussed his salary during an appearance on Raw Talk, and Mysterio revealed that the main roster stars receive at least 6 figures, and merch sales are a key factor in determining their take-home pay. Main roster, once you're on TV like Raw or SmackDown, you're making good money. Definitely 6 figures around there. Depends on what you're doing. For the year, it depends on what you're doing. When you're first getting signed, if you're doing an NXT deal, that's different. From NXT, you move on to the main roster. That's a whole different contract. Now you're main roster and not NXT. The money depends on how you're getting used, your merch sales, action figures, video game stuff. There is so much that goes into it, it's hard to say a specific amount. With Mysterio being one of the most featured stars on the main roster, as well as an active champion, it can easily be determined that he's in the upper echelon of the highest paid full-time talent on the main roster.
Of course.
That hasn't been confirmed. Next up, WWE delivering a super
He
show
earned
in
that.
Mexico.
He earned that.
But WWE looks to be focusing on delivering a number of big events in Mexico, with plans underway for a major super show Mexico, according to a new report from WrestleVote. The report notes that WWE is planning on running multiple live events in Mexico in the near future, which would ultimately lead to a huge Super Show style event. It's unknown if this supposed Super Show will be a PLE or a non-broadcasted event. However, the labeling of a Super Show indicates that the show will be bigger than a standard live event or a traditional episode of Raw or SmackDown. At this time, there's no date in place for these events, however the process is underway to make these events happen. WWE has put a specific focus on international events since the TKO merger, and it's without a doubt been one of the best parts of the TKO acquisition. Next up, a legend is returning at Saturday night's main event.
They're going to deliver.
Tatanka is set to appear at next weekend's Saturday night's main event
Tatanka,
special.
wow.
Tatanka announced via social media that he and his sons Jeremiah and Joseph will be in attendance for the show. It's unclear what this appearance will involve, but it's possible that it will be simply an on-camera appearance in the crowd. Next up, Triple H not going anywhere. There was some concern around WrestleMania season that WWE could potentially look at replacing Triple H. These concerns predominantly came from a lackluster reception to the WrestleMania 41 build, as well as TKO board member The Rock distancing himself from the WrestleMania main event angle between Cody Rhodes and John Cena. Nevertheless, ticket sales and ratings still remain steady for WWE and TKO have finally shared their true feelings towards Triple H's creative. Speaking at the JP Morgan conference, TKO COO Mark Shapiro stated, "There are 2 X factors when you look at WWE. Netflix. This is the greatest marketing platform you could ever ask for. Their pre-roll is one of the strongest tools. If you're clicking on that icon, you're getting a trailer. The other X factor is the creative power we have behind the brand. Paul Levesque lives and breathes. His whole life has been spent in WWE. He's amazing on the creative storylines, and just when you think you know where he's going, he turns left, like the heel John Cena became, and then champion." This is the first time in a while that the game has been publicly praised by TKO like this. Shapiro outright stated that Triple H is just the key to WWE's success as a Netflix deal, which is certainly a significant endorsement. Next up, Nikki Bella has to pay.
Here's the thing about that. For anybody who's thinking Triple H is going somewhere, take that out your head. This man is not going nowhere at all. He's in WWE for the long run. I will say this. From a booking standpoint, Slam Feuds did deliver, very interesting, and makes you want to tune in every single week. There are some that we do question about, and I do question Triple H on certain things and whatnot that doesn't appeal to me whatsoever. Case in point, with the whole John Cena heel turn, which I talked about numerous of times, but I'll bring it up again. I do not like the fact that we don't see Cena consistently. And in the whole Rock being in the picture and all that and isolating himself from it, that being his choice. If that was going to be the whole case right there, why be there in the first place? You know, the fact that this whole Cena heel turn happened is because of Rock Hall. Even though Triple H and them talked about it and all, and they was on board, but the fact that Rock was there as it happened when he turned on Cena and all, then having Travis Scott to the mix and all, and then you isolate yourself to make it just about Cena and Cody Rhodes. From other fans' standpoint, it's you like you have one foot in and one foot out, and people complained about it a whole lot. Even me, because I'm like, yo, you could have just not been there, and everything would have been fine. But because you was there, it kind of messed everything up leading into WrestleMania because everybody was anticipating The Rock to be there, and he was not. Now, for Triple H, the whole John Cena and the way how you could have booked him, that could have been better too. You know, it's a whole lot that comes with it that I do criticize him about. Like I'm a Triple H fan. I love him. I'm glad he's like he's a creative control and stuff like that. But don't get it twisted. I do call him out his bullshits and what he does. And that was a clear cut example. Other things as well. But anybody ever saying that he's gonna get replaced by somebody else, knock it the fuck off. Far from it. Can things be better? Yes, it can be better. But you gotta let shit flow. And I'm hoping now that we're literally in the middle of 2025 that he does better when it comes down for John Cena. And being consistent more. He do that, I'm fine. I'm extremely fine. So we'll see how things turns out. But for Triple H, for anybody that thinking he's gonna be replaced and all that, forget about it.
Now, in their final divorce settlement between Nikki Bella and her former husband Artem Chignistev, there's been an agreement to pay her ex-husband a huge amount of cash each month.
Whoa.
These are thousands of dollars in monthly child support. According to TMZ, the former WWE wrestler and a pro dancer ex reached an agreement for Nikki to pay Artem $3,500 each month for the care of their son Mateo. She's also forking over a six-figure lump sum to him, $100K now and another $100K before the end of this year. Nikki Bella is also responsible for covering the cost of Mateo's speech therapist, and they'll go half on his extracurricular activities. Now, this divorce has been pretty messy as Nikki filed a restraining order against her ex-husband, but then her ex-husband fired back saying that she was the aggressor in the marriage. Next up, WWE refusing to bring back an ex-champion. Despite making a name for himself on the independent scene, Matt Cardona aka Zack Ryder has been contacted for a WWE return. According to the former US and Intercontinental Champion during an interview with Chris Van Vliet, he's reached out to WWE numerous times, but there's been no interest in bringing him back. Obviously, I'm missing something. I don't know what it is. Listen, people say to me all the time, especially since we just had WrestleMania, WrestleCon, thousands of people, probably every other fan, if not every fan, when are you coming back? It's like, I don't know, I've reached out many times. I shouldn't say many, a few times, every couple of months when something cool happens or I have something to say. Hey, look what I'm doing. There's been no offers. Everything's very nice, professional, but there's no offer. And you know, it is what it is. I'm going to keep working my ass off. Cardona is often a name that is rumored for Royal Rumble appearances, but evidently WWE have zero desire to bring him back in any capacity. Next up, Hulk Hogan undergoes
now, I will say this real quick. For Matt Cardona, I do see him coming back in the WWE. It's just when is the right time. People thought it would have been the Royal Rumble. I think personally it should have been the Royal Rumble this year, but I guess the call haven't went through and whatnot, or they wasn't interested in. Whatever the case may be. That's no knock on Matt Cardona because I think he really built his stock up high when he was in the Indies. Still is. And as a household name there. So I guarantee you now with the recognition he had and how over he was when he was Zack Ryder in WWE, we could potentially get that again. But this time, if he do come back, I want him to come back as Zack Ryder. I want him to come back as Matt Cardona. Because I think Matt Cardona is somebody who can deliver big time in WWE. Now, people are going to still say Zack Ryder with the whole woo-woo-woo thing and all. But I think a new persona now will help him out a whole lot on the WWE product. So I'm not saying it's over. I think I truly believe he will be back. It's just the time frame of when it happens. And I think when it do, it's gonna be a big shocker and everybody gonna be excited, including me. So I'm looking forward to it. So I'll definitely expect them to be on a WWE product in the foreseeable future.
Now, Hulk Hogan has undergone another surgery, this time on his neck. TMZ reports that the Hall of Famer underwent a procedure on his neck on Wednesday, and he said that Hogan needed minimal recovery time. But whether you like him or not, we're still hoping that he has a smooth recovery.
Yeah.
And finally, a huge WWE
Absolutely.
PLE match revealed. Our final story today takes a look at a potential match set for Evolution in July. This July will bring the all-women PLE known as Evolution, and it appears that WWE will be delivering a first-time ever encounter on the show. According to WrestleVotes Radio, one of the top matches pitched for the show is Charlotte Flair versus Jade Cargill.
Nice.
The two have had a number of interactions on TV, so the seeds have definitely been planted there. It was reported earlier this week that WWE will be moving away from the established match format for this event. Typically, modern-day PLEs stick to a limited 5-match format. However, for this event, the card should have at least 7 matches, and even including a Battle Royal. Are you
I
guys
agree.
looking forward to a Jade Cargill versus Charlotte Flair match? Let us know.
And that's in it right here. Like, I truly believe that this Women's Evolution PLE, it needs to be 7 matches. It needs to be a battle royal to you include every women's on the Raw, SmackDown, NXT brand, all of that. If you want to add WWE Evolve or whatever there's a shit called on Tubi, if you want to insert them in there to it, cool. Let those women get their spotlight right there and showcase their talents. I think they will deliver big time. They have a big battle royal right there. And then the other 6 matches are build-ups from your Raw and your SmackDowns and whatnot. And I think it will definitely knock it out the park. You know, the first Women's Evolution pay-per-view was pretty good. I'm not even going to knock it. It was pretty damn good, and I enjoyed it too. And I feel like this one right here, it will be 20 times better, especially if you have your main event being Jade Cargill taking on Charlotte Flair right there. That's going to put asses in seats. So I'm interested. I'm looking forward to it come July, and I definitely want to see how that everything turns out. But comment down below. Let me know what you think about this video. You know, what was your takeaways from there and whatnot. And let me know what anything else you want me to react to. But I appreciate your love and support as always. Make sure you hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, click the notification bell so you get notified every time I drop content right here on this channel. Road to 200 subscribers. Continue to keep God first. Trust the process on anything that you do in life. Your time will come. And I'm going to catch you on the next video. Peace.
Game over, yeah!